What's good, my people? It's your boy Grego, aka the Black Banker, and we got my boy here. This guy right here is, I'm gonna call him fashion personified. This man right here, listen, Virgil, Yay, all of the people that you think about in fashion. This is who I get some of my inspiration from, honestly. So I have some questions that I want to bring forward. So I know I'm at Z-Way. And we're gonna get into the brand in a bit, but the first thing I want to do is like, what do you do? What are you doing right now? What are you doing for a living, and what are you doing right now?
And as for a living, I do marketing. I work for this
Okay,
company called Atlantic Energy in West Palms. Not West Palms, in Deerfield. I was doing that for a while. I've been doing it since 2017 in Miami, but I've started with that company when I was living in New York,
okay,
like years ago. So they moved out here in 2017. I got an opportunity to work with them again because I got the same manager and everything like that. So that's what I've been doing for the last couple of years.
got you. And I mean, how would you say creativity plays a part in that space?
I would work creativity because I have to sell, bro.
Right,
So the gift of gab, listening to the customer, um, creating what we call a win-loss situation.
right,
If you don't get this right now, you're going to lose out on it,
right,
basically.
right,
So
right.
that's where the creativity comes in with that. With the creativity with fashion, with me, is not trying to be like anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've always tried to do since a kid, bro. You know me a long
Right, yeah,
time.
yeah,
I
yeah.
never want if they doing Dickie sets, I'm not doing Dickie sets.
Right,
You know, I'm gonna do Carhartt. Like
right.
I'm just trying to be a little different from everybody else, and that's where my creativity comes in.
Okay. And you touched on it a little bit, but I know you said, from New York all the way to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you say most of your, I guess, creativity comes from, and then how does those two spaces influence?
All right, so
Because
with
those are two big,
big,
big
big.
influential spaces as far as fashion.
All right, so with fashion, like Miami impacted me on the rawness here, like the gold teeth, the guns, the dreads, the rawness of the camouflage, like that what the hoodies in the
Yeah,
summertime,
yeah, yeah.
like that influenced me here. The sneaker culture here influenced me here. With New York, it was how to say it with New York, bro. It's fashion is people identity.
Right.
See, like the difference, and I don't mean this at any shade to anybody, for what I've noticed with both cities, we have one city where somebody gonna walk in a store and they're gonna buy what is on that mannequin.
Mm-hmm.
Versus New York, we will put pieces together
Together. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because we are trying to be an individual when we come out with our fashion.
Got you.
So I was able to mix both of it here because, like, I love camouflage, and the reason I like camouflage is because of Miami.
Right.
That's the other thing. You go to the Fleet, you used to see
The
camo in
whole
every
everything. Yeah, yeah,
color,
yeah, yeah.
bro. You feel me? So that influenced me there. And then the gold teeth thing, the big chains, the
Yeah.
Cuban, y'all flashy as fuck here. You feel me? But New York, on the other hand, you don't need all that to be
Mm-hmm.
fashionable. You know, your pieces speak for
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah,
You
yeah.
feel me? Have on some rare sneakers, cool pair of pants, put on a little hoodie to throw off the color, then you put a coat over it. You
Right.
feel me? So it was those two spaces that kind of created
Right. Yeah,
what
yeah,
you
yeah,
see
yeah,
now,
yeah, yeah.
basically.
Nah, that's good. And the other side of that is like you talked about. There's like this identity piece that goes into fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you express yourself in the fashion? Because I know a lot of people. For me, that a lot of it is self-expression.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what do you say comes out whenever you putting on clothes? What do you want people to see? What comes out of that?
Me.
Mm,
That's
it's
the
simple.
best way. Simple, bro. Me, because like I get it all the time. Even before I got in to my branding stuff, bro. My people, my boys, my homeboys, used to be like, bro, you should get into fashion, bro. You could take something out of Walmart and you make that shit look fly. Da 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 da. I said it's because it has never been the price of something to me.
Right.
It has never, how to say it, like we could go into, like I said, we could go into the same space in the same store, but I'm gonna
Hmm.
come out looking totally different from
Right. Yeah.
everybody
Yeah. Yeah.
else because I'm, like I said, I'm not trying to to be like him or trying to
Mhm.
be like I'm trying to be me, and that
Right.
has been working for me for as
Right.
long as
Yeah.
I,
Yeah. Yeah.
I could think about it.
No, that's big. So the next question ties into that a little bit. So what's more important for you? Is it expressing yourself in that way, being able to be you, and showing your creativity and being creative, or is it like, you know, getting the money on the back end?
It's kind of both in a way,
Yeah.
but the money isn't important because I didn't start for the money.
Right.
So the way I started my brand, bro, honestly, bro, was my homies.
Mm-hmm.
We got downtime, bro. I had my last $1,000, bro. This is when the pandemic hit, da 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 da. And I reached out to one of my homeboys who was already in fashion,
Yeah.
like, and he was like, "All right, I got you, but just tell me what you want to do." I sent him what I want to do, and he introduced me to a gentleman who helped him out in the beginning,
Right.
and that's how it went from there. And like, even with the creating of the name of my brand,
Yeah.
it was a process because I didn't just create this in 2020. I did
Right.
this way before my son was born in 2015, bro.
Got you. Okay.
So this shit been sitting in my phone for the longest I had the
Mm-hmm.
idea. So I used to pitch it to my homeboys and be like, bro, that shit is hard,
Yeah. Yeah.
da da
Yeah.
da,
Yeah. Yeah.
drop
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
drop that shit. I was like, bro, I'm, like, I don't feel,
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
person. I don't see it like how y'all see me. And it's like,
Right.
bro, trust me, bro, drop that shit. So fast forward to the pandemic. Um, I finally reached out to, like I said, reached out to my homie. He put me on to the other dude. And even when I sent my work to the dude, and he was
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
"Yo, what does fab mean?" And I was like, "Bro, it means family and always blood." And he was like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Yeah. 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 So
Yeah.
yeah, well, see, we was gonna get into that, but you touching on it. We touching on it
So
because
even like when I got that reaction from him, and I didn't even see the finished the finished product yet.
right.
It was like, bro, like you got something here. The same way that everybody, when I told them what my name of my brand and what I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
do, that was like, bro, that shit is gonna resonate with
Yeah. Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
That I just dropped this shit, bro.
Yeah. No.
So
Yeah. Because I had literally I was gonna ask you because I know we know the saying where it says like blood is thicker than water, and then we usually stop there, but now it's been on social media a lot, but how it keeps going. So it says blood isn't thicker than water, but it's something. It goes into like something about the blood of the covenant or the water of the covenant, so the blood of the covenant or something. Which basically it's actually talking about how the family that you choose is a lot of times more loyal than the family that
that
you
you
grow
have
up in. And
exactly
so that's why it resonates because even if you are cool with your family, the majority of your life is spent with people that's not in
in
your
your family
family.
exactly.
So like for me, I'm cool with all of my brothers, cool with my mom, everybody, but I live in a totally different city.
Mm-hmm.
And so the majority of the homies, majority even here, majority of the people that I did life with and spent time with even was the homies.
Yeah, of
More
course,
so than like my
brothers.
brothers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that family ain't always blood resonates because even though my family is good, I have a lot of people that I call family
Exactly.
that
And A in
did
my
not
blood.
grow up and people know Miss Sandra, bro, the baggy lady, bro. They was in the crib.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of people spending the night, so we had family that wasn't blood.
Yeah.
So
And
that's why it resonates.
that comes from how I was raised
Yeah,
here in Miami. Because you know us, bro. We literally, if we want to do anything, y'all either gonna go to the person crib that you went outside right
exactly.
now. Everybody pulling up on that person porch. Bam, 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 bam. Bro, come outside, bro. Da 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 da. Even if it's just for us to play football or
Yeah,
play basketball or just to chill.
just
Like,
chilling. Yeah,
yo,
yeah, yeah.
my mom cooking some food. You want some food? Pull
Facts.
up. Or we playing Madden on the
Yeah, yeah,
porch.
yeah.
Like we were always together, bro. You feel me? And that was one of the reasons I named my brand Family and Always Blood because y'all taught me a lot. Y'all taught me way more than my family members could
Yeah, yeah,
ever,
yeah.
bro. And we done seen all type of shit,
All
bro.
types of yeah, yeah, yeah.
We done seen friends die. We done seen shootouts. We done seen it all,
Right.
bro. And we all stay together, bro. Even if we had to run from out here.
Yeah, it's facts, facts. Yeah, many
Many
times.
times I done run
Hey,
from out here
yeah,
because they
yeah.
shooting out here, but we making sure we all together.
Everybody's safe.
Everybody's safe, bro. You feel
Yeah,
me? So that's why I try to push that with my brand because like especially like John for example, that's our homie, but John used to come to my crib every day,
yeah,
bro. You feel me? Even when he was going to school, bro, he was one of the first people in the hood with the box Chevy.
yeah, yeah. He was one of the first people with a lot of. He
That's
was the
his,
first of
yeah,
a lot of
a
stuff.
lot of
Yeah, yeah,
shit. You
yeah.
feel me? But John still show love. John ain't never big or try to big bro anybody or belittle anyone, and he was never a bully. He was always ready to fight the bully. You feel me? So that just wanted me to push that with my brand, you know, and I want and I have, like, even in New York, I have friends that treat me the same way. Like I was telling you this morning, bro, like, to get up and to, like, you're talking about the money thing, to get up, bro, sometimes, bro, like these hats that I just sold, I wasn't supposed to sell them.
Right. Yeah.
I don't have my website up. I don't have any of this thing up, but I posted them saying that they were finished. So for me to have mornings, I would get up, bro, and I would get up to $135, $150, bro. I want everything. So I have no choice but to send it out. And for once I start doing it, I'm gonna start posting my other oh, you bought? All right, bro, I got you. I'm a board. And that's how the money's not really it. Is the support that surprises me the most, bro. It was the same thing with my hoodies, bro. Like, when I dropped them, bro, let me tell you what I did. So when I collected my hoodies from Buddy, right, I got a homeboy who's a jeweler.
Right.
He seen me post it, bro. And when I posted it, he hit me on my phone. He was like, bring me two. Bring me one for me and one for my girl. And he didn't ask me the price.
Yeah.
He just told me bring him two, bro. And when I told the price that I wanted, he didn't even complain. He gave me the money right there and fucking then, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? And when I posted that, I went to Morgan's in Wynwood because my homeboy, he was a manager of Morgan's there. So I went to Morgan's. I'm sitting drinking wine and shit, bro. And then you see my phone went bing, 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 bing. In an hour, I was sold out completely of hoodies, bro.
Exactly. So see, that's where.
And I didn't do it. I literally didn't do it for the money, bro. Just put it out there. But that was my last $1,000, bro.
Yeah. No, but that's good because that shows you when you lead with the passion and you do it well, then it's gonna come back. And then also when you're doing it from stuff that resonates, like you thinking about people, you're not just trying to do stuff.
There you go.
You're thinking about, well, how does this benefit somebody? So beyond just like it's a cool design, it speaks to people.
Yes.
So I have to put this on because it resonates with me on a level that's more than just like what I'm seeing. Like it resonates emotionally, physically, spiritually. Like, yeah, like
it's a life
from a kid. You're understanding that family ain't always blood.
Yep.
And it's not even negative. It's just the fact of the matter is. So, but what is the other side of that? What is like? Because you're trying to build out a brand. It's amazing to see the friends come out and support. But like something that I realized when I first dropped is you can have all your friends support. That's not going to put you at the level that you want to be at. Because we don't know a million people.
True.
So in order to actually build a full-on brand, you have to get it outside of that friend group. Facts. We want the friends to support because we want to know that they family, the family that's not blood. But we also want to figure out how do we get to that next level. So what's some of the barriers that you've been running into in trying to get to that next level?
Myself is because what I'm starting to realize, you can't do this business without a team.
Facts.
That's a big thing because I'm not versed in everything.
Right.
I'm not the best photographer. I barely know about like the videography thing.
Yeah.
I barely know about editing. I just started playing with TikTok. Like I haven't, like the fashion part I got, but everything else you need a team for, bro. And also, even if it's just to bounce ideas off.
Yeah, 100.
You feel me? Like us, for example. I have an idea. I hit you up, bro. What you think about this? You give me the feedback on it. All right, bro. I respect it because one, I know that you care about me and we in the same field.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that was one of the barriers that I ran into with myself and not asking questions and asking for help.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you could do all this by yourself, bro, but it weighs on you. It weighs on you because they would have times, bro, you would be up in the middle of the night and you'd be like, bro, how I get this off, or how I'm gonna do this, or how I'm gonna do that. And when you could normally, hey, bro, I seen you did a video with such and such. How did you do that? And that's all it takes.
Yes.
Just ask. And with the other part that I ran into, it was having to take a risk and go overseas. Unfortunately, because doing it here, it was expensive.
Yeah.
For me to see the upside, I had to jump overseas. So I reached the but I got burnt. So let me tell you the story from me getting burnt
Yeah,
first.
yeah, go ahead.
So I had to do this Liberty City drop.
Yeah.
Was the first one that I was trying to do with a dude overseas, right? Boom, I sent him my money, this, that, and the other. He showed me the process that he got started and all that, bro. And then he just disappeared on me.
Dang.
Took my money, my designs, all this other shit, bro. Disappeared. So I left it alone. I took that L. So a couple years, not even a couple months after, this other dude started hitting me up all the time, hitting me up all the time. Then I blocked him.
Yeah.
He found me on Facebook, hit me up again. He was like, bro, I like what you're doing. I'm a thing. He sent me videos, all of this from his factory and everything like that. Hit me up on WhatsApp. So I hit him up on WhatsApp. Boom. And then I explained to him what happened to me the first time.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, if we could do it like how I do it here in America, where I pay half, and when product is done, I pay the other half.
Right. Yeah.
We could do whatever. And if you could give me samples of your work,
Yeah.
and we could see how fast it gets there, if it works in a reasonable time, I'm gonna work with you. That dude did my first set of samples for free, sent it to me for free.
Yeah.
And that's without paying, bro.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
just
yeah.
he could get the cosign for
Right.
me, bro.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
feel
yeah.
me? And that alone made me want to work with him. I was like, all right, bro, here's the money. And
Yeah.
that's when I did that the Paisley drop.
Right. Okay.
So I did that Paisley drop with him, and it came out amazing. As
Yeah.
you can see, everything sold out.
Yeah.
The quality was amazing. The work was amazing, and I got a maximum profit versus if I had tried to do it here. And
Yeah.
everything was cut to sew, bro. It wasn't like he went and grabbed a T-shirt and then screen pin it. Everything was made from scratch, even down to the socks, bro.
Yeah.
Everything was from scratch.
Hey, that's the plug.
Exactly. So it's just that now we got a bunch of stuff done. It's just me just trying to be a little more professional,
Right.
with going to him with everything, making sure I have the money,
Yeah,
making sure I have the plans right, how I'm gonna drop this,
Yeah.
have the websites up. That's my next step, because I've been selling out without a website
Right.
since 2020,
yeah.
bro. You feel me?
Yeah.
It just happened today. I sold my last camel hat today as we speaking right now. And these are already sold already.
Already sold.
And this is yours right here.
Facts. Family, hey.
Family and always blood.
Now I gotta make a red design for the this is gonna be, my wife might try to steal this. Yeah, so we talked a little bit about the name of the brand and how you got there. Also, like how you got some of the. We actually want to go a little bit deeper into that. But so when you're creating, what impact are you trying to get out of your brand overall, and just the designs that you're putting out?
Well, for example, I wanted to be a lifestyle brand.
Right.
That was one of the main focus of the fab. Like if you notice, when I put fab on a thing, I don't put what it means out. I want somebody to walk up to you and ask you, make it a conversation. What fab means? And then you tell them what it is, and that starts a conversation right there. It's the same thing with the Liberty City. All right, so with this Liberty City drop, what I was trying to do is tell a story that people don't really hear about Liberty City. If you hear anything about our city, bro, it's either killing, gangbanging, murder shit, kids getting killed. Like it's nothing positive about it. But we have Wiki D. Ferguson, the first black judge, came out of Liberty City, got a whole courthouse downtown. Nobody don't talk about that. He got a street in his name. Nobody don't talk about that. Even with their athletes like Chad Ochocinco, one of my favorite football players and human beings.
Right.
And he came right out of Liberty City. You feel me? You see all the positive things that he does, and you've seen all the obstacles that he overcame and still be himself. You feel me? Still show people love. Like I love how he goes to like restaurants and he could buy something for $1 and tip somebody $1,000.
Yeah.
Knowing that money is really changing or impacting somebody's life. And and for him to know that he comes from where we come from, and he doesn't act like the environment where he comes from. So I wanted to tell that story about Liberty City, bro. And we've done a bunch of great stuff, bro, from anywhere from basketball to the NFL to politics to music. Music is a big part that they don't talk about. Without Liberty City, that parental advisory sticker, Uncle Luke, you feel me? And that's major in hip hop, but they don't talk about that when they talk about our city, bro.
Right, facts.
You feel me?
Yeah, and that's big because most of the time, this one thing people don't understand. Like even the shirt I got on now, like Black Wall Street. Most people don't really understand that when you walk into a hood, like what was that hood 50 years ago?
Facts.
40 years ago, 30 years ago. And then also, again, like you said, who came out of that place? Like, people don't really understand. Like, there was a movie about Malcolm X, Sam Cooke, and then Muhammad Ali about them
Yeah.
being in the Hampton
Hampton.
houses.
Yeah.
The Hampton houses is right up the street.
Yep.
That's Liberty City.
Mm-hmm.
People don't really understand that. And so the fact of the matter is, you got to be able to know, like, my like the logo for my brand is Sankofa.
Okay.
It means remembering. So taking from what was to build on what is, and that's what you're doing. You're taking from what was to kind of educate. So now that you educated, you can know what is and what you can build on. Because now, if you run into an obstacle, you can say somebody that looked like me already been
Already
through this,
did it. Yeah,
already
bro.
did it. So I could pull from that instead of trying to reinvent the wheel. So yeah, bro,
Exactly.
I love that. I'm still waiting on it. So I don't even. That's one when you said, "Hey, this is." I said, it was sold out." I was livid,
and that was
but I'm
crazy
waiting for it, bro.
And that was just sending pictures to my friends, bro.
Yeah.
And before I could even upload it onto my social media, I was already done.
It was done. Yeah, I said, "Hey," he said it's gone. I said, "Wait." Bro, my wife wanted one. I want one. My boy, I told you, I reposted it. My boy wanted one. I said, "Come on, man."
Yeah, bro, that was because again, it's the story and then the
yeah.
logo. When
and
you
that,
see
nah,
that logo,
it's beyond the story. The story fire. The story fire, but bro, that logo go hard, bro. That logo different, bro. And then also the names on the back, it brings forward everything. So you got something that's fashionable that you could wear, that looks good, that could go with a lot of different things. You could put it together so you can express yourself. And like you said, anybody could wear it and look different.
yeah.
I ain't gotta look like you look in it. So you telling multiple stories, you allowing somebody to express themselves while looking good, and then also bringing forward like the history of what Liberty City is. And people, if you from Miami or Florida, you know Liberty City.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where, like, for me, it's a pride to have on. Like, when people
Exactly.
ask me where you from, I say Miami, and they say what part? Liberty City.
Yep.
Because it's a pride to wear that. Like, you see me and you think statistic, but I see me and I see the people where I grew up
with. Yeah,
I say,
bro.
yeah, them people overcomers.
Yeah.
They gonna hit, and that's actually one of the questions. Like, what did you get? What did you get out of the city that allows you to interact in all these different spaces? Because you're in a lot of, like you said, you're in the marketing, you're in the branding, you're in a lot of different spaces that may seem, like you said, professional or different than where you grew up. But like, what about the city allows you to move in all those spaces?
The diversity of it here. As crazy as sounds, bro, like people don't understand how diverse our city is. Like, yeah, we live in a black area, bro, but it's everybody here from the islands.
Yeah.
From a different background, some Hispanic, Cuban, whatever it is. So you have to adapt in these spaces, bro. It's no way you living in Miami and can't adapt, bro.
Right.
And that's one thing my environment here taught me. Same thing in New York.
Yeah.
You can't have this one track mind because you're gonna miss out on so much amazing shit, bro. And I like learning.
Yeah.
I love learning. I think if you only stay in your bubble, you're gonna miss out on a lot, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? As you can see, I'm always outside. I'm always in different venues. I'm never in the same spot. And when I tell people where I'm from, they be like, "Oh shit, word?
Yeah.
And you here?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro. Like, it don't matter where I grew up
at
or
all.
where. It doesn't matter,
in
bro.
A little bit, it helped.
It helped. It made me want to go out and
form you to a way like you could step in all these spaces. But I want to get back to the Liberty City drop because, like you said, one of the people that stepped out of Liberty City is Chad, and you doing something we about to partner on something now with Chad. So speak a little bit to that.
All right, so like I said, with what I like about Chad, and I've hung out with him, bro. This is the dope thing about it. The first time I met him, it was at a cigar bar in front of the Dolphin Stadium, bro. So I have a friend who knows him personally because they all went to school together. He was like, "Yeah, pull up, bro. I'm gonna smoke some cigars and chill." But he didn't tell me Chad that was gonna be there. So first time I met him, we chill, we vibe, we had a great night, bro. And what I liked about him, He's regular,
Yeah.
but no superstar shit, like
Yeah,
no
yeah,
nothing,
yeah.
bro. He really don't drink. He really stands on that, bro. Like
Right.
he don't drink, he don't do none of that stuff, no drugs, no anything, bro. But if you see him,
Right.
you will think that, bro. He had his goals on, nice chain, da da da, vibing, but he was super sweet with
Right.
everyone,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah.
So that resonated with me. I was like, oh shit, bro. I thought this man would have been a dickhead, like how he is all these people on TV, da 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 da. He was a down to earth person. And then the second time I met him, I'm at Iguanas. My homie again invited me out, like, bro, I'm about to show with some friends from school. Bro, I go, is Willis McGahee,
Yeah.
all these
Yeah,
football
yeah,
niggas.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, bro, what the fuck? But again, it was chill as
Yeah.
fuck, bro.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
have really thought these dudes would have been ignorant, chill as hell, bro. Chill as fuck, bro. It was those two experiences I had with him always resonated with me.
Right.
You
Yeah.
feel me? So as he progressed, in football, media, and everything like that, he still kept it Chad.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You feel me? And certain stuff that he do, like the way he is with his kids, bro. I seen him play basketball with his kids, man. He will beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, yeah.
And he will say, you know why I do that? Because it builds
Character.
character.
Yeah, yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's somebody who I would love people to see where he's from,
Right.
and he represents it all
All the
the
time.
time,
Yes, sir.
bro. He ain't scared to say he from Liberty City, bro.
100.
You
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
me?
yeah.
Like, and that's who I would like, to be the face of my brand. And also, I see with how the direction where both of our brands are going, you doing something that I'm not versing,
Yeah.
and I could add something to you that you not versing. So once
Yeah.
we come together, this project is going to be crazy.
No, it's
bro.
gonna be real crazy. And yeah, and like I said, I look to you at a lot of stuff. So it's beneficial to even be able to like be on the other side, see how you thinking and putting stuff together. That gives a lot of clarity on, oh, this is how that's happening, this is how that's happening. But yeah, nah. And I wanted to touch on that because like you said, I remember growing up and then hearing like, oh yeah, Chad was just on Olinda Park.
Park,
He
yeah,
just bought all the kids over their
food,
shoes or
like
food
food
or
and shit.
something.
Yeah, he
So
always
yeah,
doing something,
all the
bro.
way back. It was like his early years. So yeah, that's really big. And I think people seeing him and they understanding like who he is, they don't understand where that come from. Because
Yeah,
like majority of the time when I see people that I grew up with, they have that same kind of demeanor. Even if they have been somewhere or done something, they have that same demeanor of, you know, I don't know, like Liberty City sticks with you.
yeah, yeah,
It sticks
yeah.
with you. It
And
like,
what I like about it is humbling and cocky at the same
yeah,
time. Because we humble as fuck, but we gonna
yeah.
let you
Let
know,
you,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah, bro, the city man,
But we
watch him
trying to
out, bro.
win.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
feel me?
trying to. At the end of the day, it's still a competition. And so the first one I'm gonna ask you is just who are your influences?
Ronnie from Kith. With how Ronnie started from being working at David Z's in
Yeah.
14th Street in Union Square to being the fashion director of the
Yes,
Knicks
sir.
is fucking amazing. And like it shows like, growth. And
Mhm.
even with the collabs that he done, from everything from Asics, New
Yeah.
Balance, Nike, doing stuff with LeBron, um, and also like stuff that you wouldn't even think about, like having a collab with Barnes and Nobles
Yeah.
or Gucci and stuff like that. And I love how he's selling nostalgia.
Yeah.
Like even with his brand, he has guys that we looked up to like Seinfeld, the Locks,
Okay.
Dipset. Like he has people of the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
culture
yeah.
doing his thing, and that's everything from acting to music and art. You feel
Right.
me? So I love what Ronnie is doing, and also Virgil.
Okay.
And this wouldn't be like a popular thing with everyone, but I see Virgil taking the flea market aspect of it and
Mm-hmm.
turning it into high fashion.
Okay.
You feel me? Like with the paperclip thing, the bright colors and
Right.
camo,
Yeah.
the fluorescence, the lime greens, these bright colors that you wouldn't see in these
Yeah.
spaces. He literally took it from the flea and put it on Louis Vuitton. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I loved how he was invited. He didn't have to
Mm.
kick in the door. You
Right.
feel
Yeah.
me?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like starting with Pyrex, he started Pyrex on Champion,
Mm.
Champion shorts,
Yeah.
Champion
Yeah.
sweaters, and now he made it to the top of the fashion world to
Right.
be the creative director Louis V. So
Right.
those both guys, to see where they came from, and also for them to be in you know, especially Ronnie, Ronnie coming from an immigrant family and so forth and so forth. For him to have a whole block to himself in the design district,
Yeah.
he has Contessa's restaurant right here. Then he has Kid Treats across the street, and
Got
then
you.
he has Kith right across the street
Got
from
you.
his stuff. So he has
Yeah.
a whole
Hold. Yeah.
block to himself in Miami, and he's from New York. So that's just motivating to me, man, and how he continues to push the envelope with, like I said, with nostalgia,
Yeah. Yeah.
like all the kids stuff. Like I think he just did a drop with Disney.
Yeah.
Had all the Disney characters, and then did cool jackets, cool tote bags, cool T-shirts. Like he keeps it vintage, but like I said again, he's selling nostalgia. So when you see that piece, it connects with memory.
Right. Yeah.
You feel
Yeah.
me? Or a time in your life, like, oh, I remember when I used to like Mickey, or oh, I remember when I had this because of this, or oh, I remember those Asics when I was a kid. And he, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
for
Yeah.
him to bring all that full circle is beautiful.
Yes, that is. So the next one, this is gonna be the last one. What value are you trying to get um, from your creativity, and just from your, well, let's say from your creativity. So like when you create, what is the value that you want somebody to get from it?
Well, like I said, my brand is a lifestyle brand. So when you wear my stuff, I want you to connect with your lifestyle. All right, because like you said earlier, like family and always blood. It resonates
Right.
across the board with anyone, any color, any background, any culture. It's going to resonate. So when someone wears my brand, they get to tell their story in their own way.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because all of us journey is totally different, but that family and always blood is
Yeah.
universal.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a universal. Like when you hear it, you anybody can resonate, bro.
Yeah.
Even if they do, y'all have different spiritual or religious differences, it's still going to resonate with
100.
that
Yeah.
person. You feel me? So that's what I want. The direction I want my brand to take.
Got you. Got you. Dope. So, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at fabmiami underscore.
So you don't have
Um,
to spell fab because most people might just put FAB.
all right, so FAAB Miami underscore.
Okay.
So just remember, family ain't always blood. Just use
Yeah.
the first letters of each, and you got it.
All right. So, and that's that. So we got family ain't always blood. What? Watch out for the collab coming soon, the Chad
Facts.
Johnson collab, and that's it. That's that.
All right,
Thank you.
bro. Thank you again, bro.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy. This was pretty dope.
Yeah.
It was easy talking to you like I'm talking to my fucking friend, bro.